What happens when one of Africa's most fearless animals makes a terrible mistake? A hungry honey badger approaches a vulture's nest. Inside are precious eggs, carefully guarded beneath the scorching African sun. The honey badger doesn't care. It has one goal: food. But what the honey badger doesn't know is that this robbery is about to trigger a confrontation unlike anything it expected. And when the vultures finally discover the honey badger's hidden den, they uncover something that changes the entire story. Her cubs. This is not simply a story about a predator stealing eggs. It is a story about hunger, survival, revenge, and the extraordinary lengths a mother will go to protect her young. Welcome back to Wild Nature Chronicles. If you love powerful wildlife stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because you never know what nature is going to reveal next.
The African wilderness can look peaceful from a distance. But closer up, life here is a constant struggle.
Heat shimmers above the ground. Birds circle lazily in the afternoon sky. But beneath that peaceful appearance, every animal is fighting a silent battle. The battle to survive. For a honey badger, survival often means searching for food wherever it can find it. Honey badgers are remarkably adaptable predators. They eat insects, reptiles, rodents, small mammals, birds, eggs, and almost anything else they can overpower or uncover. Their powerful claws allow them to dig through hard soil. Their strong jaws can crush difficult prey. And their fearless nature allows them to investigate places that many other animals would avoid. But even the toughest animal has one weakness: hunger. And on this particular day, hunger drives a female honey badger across a dry stretch of African wilderness. Her nose stays close to the ground. She stops, sniffs, moves forward, stops again. Something has caught her attention, a scent carried by the wind, the scent of eggs. The honey badger follows it, step by step, until she reaches a rocky area where several vultures have established a nesting site. Above her, enormous birds circle in the sky. Below them, hidden among rocks and dry vegetation, lies the prize: a nest, and inside it, eggs. The vulture's nest. Vultures are often misunderstood. Many people see them only as scavengers. But these birds play an essential role in the ecosystem. They help remove carcasses from the environment and limit the spread of disease. And when they raise young, they become fiercely protective parents. The nest before the honey badger contains the future of the next generation. The eggs are vulnerable. They cannot escape. They cannot defend themselves. Everything depends on the adults keeping predators away. But for a honey badger searching for food, the eggs are an opportunity. She approaches cautiously. Her head rises. She looks around. No adult vulture is immediately visible. The coast appears clear. She moves closer, then closer still. Her nose reaches the nest, and suddenly, she begins feeding. One egg disappears, then another. The honey badger has succeeded, but she doesn't know that she has been watched. High above, a vulture is returning. Its enormous wings spread against the sky. From that height, the bird notices something strange near the nest. It begins descending. The honey badger looks up. For a moment, predator and bird stare directly at her. Then the vulture screams. The wilderness erupts. The attack. The vulture dives. The honey badger immediately reacts. She turns and bares her teeth. The bird pulls away at the last second, then circles. Another dive. This time, the vulture comes closer. The honey badger refuses to run. She stands her ground. This is one of the most remarkable characteristics of the honey badger. It is not an animal that easily backs away. Even when confronted by larger predators, it can respond aggressively. The vulture isn't trying to kill the honey badger. Its target is the nest. The bird wants the intruder gone. The honey badger wants food. Two completely different motivations have collided. The vulture launches another attack. Its wings beat violently. Dust rises from the ground. The honey badger twists away. The bird lands nearby and spreads its wings. The message is unmistakable: leave. But the honey badger has already taken what she wanted. She turns toward the rocks and disappears. The vulture returns to the nest. And then comes the devastating discovery. The eggs are gone. The vultures search. The adult vulture searches around the nesting area. Its calls echo across the landscape. But the honey badger is nowhere to be seen. She has vanished into the wilderness. Yet the vulture does not forget. For the bird, this isn't simply about losing food. A nest represents an enormous investment. Time, energy, protection, hope. And now it has been destroyed by a predator that may return. The vultures begin watching the surrounding terrain. Every movement matters. Every shadow could be the honey badger. But the honey badger is already far away. She moves through the grass with remarkable determination. And there is a reason. She isn't simply carrying food back to herself. Somewhere nearby, something is waiting for her. The secret den. Hidden beneath the earth is a small den. Inside, several tiny honey badger cubs are waiting. They are completely dependent on their mother. They cannot hunt. They cannot defend themselves. They cannot survive without her. And this changes everything. The honey badger wasn't stealing eggs because she was simply wandering around looking for an easy meal. She was feeding a family. Every egg she finds can provide precious nutrition. Every successful hunt gives her cubs another chance to survive. But motherhood creates another problem. The more frequently she returns to the den, the easier it becomes for predators to discover her young. And now she has attracted attention. The vultures have followed the signs. They have seen where the honey badger disappeared. They begin searching the surrounding landscape. The discovery. Hours pass. The sun begins moving toward the horizon. The golden light spreads across the grasslands. The vultures continue circling. Then something catches their attention. Tracks. Small but unmistakable. Honey badger tracks. The birds follow the area where the animal disappeared. They cannot simply walk into the den, but they can watch, and they wait. Meanwhile, inside the underground shelter, the cubs remain hidden. Their mother returns. She enters the den. The cubs immediately move toward her. For them, she is everything. Food, protection, warmth, life itself. The mother settles down beside them. For a moment, the danger seems far away. But outside, something is watching. A mother's defense. The honey badger eventually emerges. She freezes. Her nose rises into the air. Something is different. She senses danger. She scans the landscape. Above her, vultures circle. The mother understands that something is wrong. She immediately moves away from the den. This is important. A mother predator often has to make difficult decisions. If she runs directly back toward her young, she could reveal their location. Instead, she moves away. The vultures follow. The honey badger runs. The birds circle overhead. Dust rises behind her. But she isn't simply escaping. She is drawing attention away from her cubs. The chase continues. The honey badger disappears behind a ridge. The vultures follow. Then suddenly, she turns. She charges back. The birds scatter. The honey badger races toward the den. She reaches the entrance, stops, looks around, then disappears underground. The cubs are safe. For now, the wild has no simple villains. It is tempting to look at this story and decide who is the villain. The honey badger stole the eggs. The vultures wanted their nest protected. But nature doesn't work that way. There are no simple villains. The honey badger is trying to feed her cubs. The vultures are trying to protect their offspring. Both families are fighting for survival. And that is one of the harshest truths of the natural world. One animal's meal can be another animal's tragedy. One mother's success can become another mother's loss. The wilderness doesn't choose sides. It simply continues. The second encounter. The following morning, the honey badger leaves the den again. Her cubs remain hidden. She needs food, but this time, she is more cautious. She moves through the shadows. She searches beneath fallen branches. She digs into the soil. She investigates every scent. The vultures are still nearby. They haven't forgotten. The honey badger eventually finds another potential meal. But before she can approach, a shadow passes over the ground. She looks up. A vulture, then another. The birds have discovered her again. The honey badger snarls. The vultures descend. For several seconds, the animals face each other. Neither side wants to give way. Then the honey badger suddenly charges. The vultures take flight. She has won the moment, but she knows she cannot stay. She disappears into the grass. The birds return to their territory. The conflict is over, but the story isn't. The cubs. Deep inside the den, the cubs wait. They are growing stronger. Every day, they become more curious. Their mother brings food. They learn her scent. They learn her movements. Eventually, they will follow her outside. They will learn to dig. They will learn to hunt. They will learn which creatures to avoid. And most importantly, they will learn how to survive. For now, their entire world is the darkness of the den and the presence of their mother. Outside, Africa remains dangerous. But their mother has already shown them the first lesson of survival. Never give up. The final moment. As evening arrives, the honey badger sits outside the den. The sky turns orange. The vultures fly across the distant horizon. The same birds whose egg she stole. The same birds that tried to drive her away. For a moment, everything is quiet. The mother looks toward the horizon. Then she turns toward the den. Inside are her cubs. She disappears underground. The vultures continue their search for food elsewhere. The wilderness returns to silence. No winner, no loser, only survival. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson this encounter gives us. In the wild, courage isn't always about defeating your enemy. Sometimes courage is simply finding enough strength to keep your family alive for one more day. The honey badger stole the eggs because she was hungry. But behind that act was something much deeper. A mother trying to feed her young. And the vultures were fighting for exactly the same reason, protecting the next generation. Two species, two families, one unforgiving wilderness. This is what makes nature so unpredictable. If you enjoyed this wildlife story, don't forget to subscribe to Wild Nature Chronicles and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the wild. And if you want to see more incredible encounters between Africa's most fearless animals, stay with us. Because out here, every creature has a story.